Hello, welcome. My name is Mr. Clark. I'm going to be speaking to you hopefully about 15 minutes just to try and give you some advice and tips about supporting your child with their revision. So welcome. The session's going to be just quickly talking about the importance of planning a revision, and hopefully I'm going to explain the support and guidance we've given the students already in school. And then going to move on to talk about a few different tips and ways to try and revise, and then just some general advice for students and parents alike. Okay, so to begin with, I've given two assemblies to the students, and I've tried to paint this analogy here. There we go, there's a student, a young man going through his childhood, and I said these GCSE exams that are coming up in a few months' time are going to be trying to show how well you've done after 11 years of education. So it's a big ask, a lot of pressure, but hopefully if we take it steadily and work our best for these next few months, we can really make sure that you can give your best showing of what you've achieved during these 11 years of education. I like an analogy, so it's the analogy I've painted as well. Imagine those 11 years of education being the 26 miles of a marathon. This is the route that the Olympic marathon took in London, and there, that yellow dot's representing the start line, and that was the students age 5 starting primary school for the very first time. You can probably remember that. Shiny new shoes, nice rucksack, pencil case full of all their different pencils and things. And then they started their educational career, if you like. So there they go, along the Thames, working their way around until they got to us at Ashby School. Now, two potential kind of athletes that may approach a race like that. First one, Usain Bolt, not known for his long distance running, but a bit of a sprinter. So maybe some students were doing like a bit of effort and then off the rails a bit, not concentrating as much, a bit of effort during their time at school. Or maybe there's been the people that have been steady the whole time, trying their very, very best, a bit like Mo Farah. Whichever kind of student and what approach somebody's taken, that yellow dot now represents them joining us at Ashby School. Start of year 10, they joined us at Ashby School. Last little bit of their educational pathway left. So they've been with us in year 10, 11, and we're now here. I think we've entered the stadium, the Olympic Stadium, a couple of laps around the stadium, we're now staring down the finish line. We're there. It's time to make this the business end of this race. We're time to make big impacts. So what I'm trying to do is make sure that all the students are trying their very best. There he is, Usain Bolt again, crossing that line, dipping down, trying his very best. And we don't want people having to be pulled over the line. So between us, I'm sure we can give everybody the best opportunity to prove themselves and do their very best. So what can be done? There's the finish line there, the exams. That's what we're working towards. What can be done between now and the exams? Okay. So there we go. I wonder if that facial expression kind of paints a picture of what's going on at home. What do we do about revising? How do we go about doing it? Well, maybe these three things have been witnessed. We certainly see it in school. At the top there, I don't want to revise. I don't want to, just arguing about the facts. Bottom right, is there a bit of anxiety, a bit of attention, a bit of worry about the exams? I'm sure there is. Or is there, bottom left there, this idea about running away from the situation, putting the head in the sand, just avoidance? I'm sure we'll all experience some of those at some point, but maybe that triangle of possible issues could be resolved by a nice triangle of support there. The student, obviously, with the support we can give him and her, us at school, and with some support at home as well, hopefully we can remedy that and really give that triangle of support and guidance to give the students their best opportunities to do well. So what can be done? Well, first of all, before we just start looking at it, let's think about the few true and falses. These are sorts of things that you might get asked at home. Is it too early to start? Is it true? Is it false? Well, that's false. Some students have already started. It's not too early now. Now is a really good opportunity to start. Hence the reason I'm giving you this video now, and hence the reason we had parents' evening just a couple of weeks ago. I need regular breaks. Absolutely true. And I'm going to be showing the way to plan that in a moment. Regular breaks are really, really important. No one else has started revising. That's nonsense. We're doing team sessions as we speak. There'll be some running as I'm recording this now, and I'm getting reports of students that attended those, and there are lots. So no, lots of people have started already. I need some time away from my studies to relax. That's a definite true. Absolutely. Work hard, play hard. If you're working hard, you need to have that downtime. You need to be able to enjoy time away from your books, guilt-free, not worrying. If you've got it all planned, you can have that time guilt-free. I can revise and watch TV. I sometimes think we should change that to I can revise and have my phone by my side as well. Definite no. You need to be concentrating to those sessions when you're revising, when you're planning to do something. That work hard, play hard. If you're there to work, make sure you're doing it properly. So no, TV, phone, distractions should be away. Revision is just reading over your notes. Well, no, it's not. They should be doing some of this stuff. And I've got 5 strategies that I'm going to share with you in a few minutes as well. Okay, so what can be done? Well, number one thing, I think without doubt, is just coming to school and attending as many lessons as possible. If the subjects haven't finished the specification yet, they soon will be. So we'll now be into a really good quality revision program. Staff have worked really hard to give students the best opportunity to revise on lessons, lots of structured quality revision programs. So making sure there's maximum attendance to those, ready to engage, given 100%, that's when you're going to see the biggest return for the minimum amount of effort, if you like. You're in school, so just give those lessons their very best. Okay, I mentioned the plan. Here's this thing we've put together for them. This is an A3 sheet. I'm hoping some households have already got it up on the kitchen fridge or somewhere where everyone can see what the students are going to be working towards. If you haven't got a copy, they were given out in assembly. They were available at the parents' evening. They are hard copies, A3 are available in the library, but if you also go to the school website, you can download one from there. So I'll show you about that in a second. But what have I talked through? How should the students be using this? Well, if we zoom in a little bit on one of the weeks, it looks a bit like that. You can see there we've got T for team sessions, DI for the drop-in sessions, and they've got the times that they're running. And then there's other slots that students can then populate with their own independent revision. So the first thing I've asked students to do is populate it with times. And those times can be filled in to suit your working patterns. Some people might sooner get it done earlier. Some people might sooner work a bit later. But you need to sort out the times on there to suit you best. Then put in the downtime. Really important. And there you can see dance club, park, run time just to chill and relax. It's really important. And then you can have that time guilt-free. Rather than thinking, oh man, Sunday afternoon, should be revising now. Don't worry about it. You've planned that out. You've planned all your revision. Now that's your time. So make sure you put those in. Really, really important. Highlight the team sessions or the drop-in sessions that you really want to attend to. Some of them won't be for you. You won't be taking those subjects, but highlight those. Go through. So mums, dads, students know when they should be on the computer doing their team sessions or in school doing a drop-in session. Maybe think about focus for the week. You can use that column on the left. Which subjects do you really need to focus on? And then populate it with their subjects. So fill it with subjects, and then you've got your plan. And stick to it. That's the important thing. Make your plan, stick to it, and you can then have that downtime guilt-free, knowing that you've got a plan for these next 2 or 3 months. So there's the plan. Right, what do you do in that time then, when you've dedicated it to one of those subjects? Well, team sessions, we mentioned those already, after school, 4:15 till 5 o'clock, and drop-in sessions as well. There's some sessions that we've dedicated for you. So you can be putting your efforts into a team session, you can be putting your efforts into a drop-in session, going along to those with any issues or any concerns that you might have. The other slots though, independently, subjects have provided and created these. So here you can see one for French, and they're A4 sheets. On one side, all the exams information, drop-in sessions, some breakfast revision there, extra support available, resources to use, and then on the reverse of it, there's even a guide as to the sorts of things that you could be doing each week as well as try and break it down. So it's really, really on a plate there for students to access. These were available at Parents' Evening. They are also on the school website, and this hard copy is available in the library. So speak to Mrs. Mullen in the library, and she'll be able to give the students a copy. The pre-release material. This year, because of COVID, all the exam boards have released information saying what's a high focus on some papers, depending on the subject, what's not going to be assessed on the subject, depending on the subject. So make the most of that information, and there's links to all those pre-release materials on the school's website as well. Speaking of which, there it is. There's a page from the website, and you can see at the top there, Year 11 GCSE Revision Hub is now live. Click here. So when you click there, you can see a list of all the subjects, the guidance from the subject as to how to revise, links to pre-release material, and at the top there's that student revision plan. If you click that, you'll get an electronic copy of that Excel document that students might want to populate on computer rather than by doing it by hand. So make the most of this revision hub. There are lots and lots of info available. And I'm hoping that the desire to do well and do their very best is the big enough push to make sure they're doing this revision. But this year, we've also been able to negotiate a revision raffle. So for every drop-in session, for every team session, and for every bit of work that's above and beyond that subjects are doing individually, so number of online activities done or different bits and bobs like that, you can earn, or your child can earn, a revision raffle ticket. The more revision raffle tickets, the more chance they've got of winning a prize, or hopefully the more revision raffle tickets, the better chance they've got of doing their very best in their exams. Top prize, one person will have their name pulled out of the revision raffle at the end of our revision program, and they will get the choice of an iPad or an Oculus VR, one of those headsets there. So very desirable. So that might just give you a bit of ammunition to encourage the students to carry on and revising the best they can. There's also going to be some chocolatey rewards and postcards home for students that are making some really good efforts as well, and some Amazon vouchers for other people that are doing really well at the end of the time. So yeah, that's something new and exciting this year as well. Okay, so hopefully you can see we've got lots and lots of things on offer. What can they be doing to try and revise? So these are just 5 techniques, just different ways that students can revise. There's no right or wrong way necessarily. I think there's better ways, but some guidance here. But what the students need to do is find something that works well for them. So the first one is just learning things by rote. Sometimes you've just got to learn stuff. So crucial facts, for example, are things that you need to try and learn. So for example, there we go. There's lots of periods during Earth's history. You've got to try and remember those in the order. Camels often sit down carefully, perhaps their joints creak. There's a little mnemonic that helps to remember those periods there in the Earth's history. Say, cover, write it. Try and remember it, cover it. Can you remember it? Can you write it out? Just practice, practice, practice. And sometimes there are things there that just need to be learned and revised that way. Sometimes you just got to learn other stuff. Like here we go, here's a passage. Imagine the atmosphere, you've got to learn that. Try and summarize it. So that, let's just say there's 500 words there. Could you write it down into 200 words? And then after you've done it in 200 words, can you break it down into 50 words? Really distilling, consolidating it, and all those key facts in there. Maybe you could turn it into a diagram. There's that information there. You heard the expression, a picture speaks 1,000 words. Oh, there we go. There's a picture that summarizes everything that was on that passage there. So maybe summary diagrams are going to be a useful thing for certain subjects in certain areas. Maybe just recapping each day. What have you learned today? 5 things. What, can you tell me what 5 things have you learned today? Just summarizing again what they've been able to achieve and understand that day. Mind maps, very useful. The process of making them is really important. As you're drawing it, you're making you realize the links between certain things and different ideas. And then once you've spent that time learning everything, look at that, you've got a beautiful poster to put up on the wall somewhere where it's going to be seen. So it's just subconsciously going in, a quick look at it every now and again, and you're learning these things. So mind maps have been shown to be really, really effective as well. There's lots and lots now of online things that are available, loads and loads, and here's just a few of them. BBC Bite Size has been going on for ages, and it's still really useful. We still use it, I still use it to have a look at little videos and things. So Bite Size, really, really good. Sam Learning, we use it a lot in science, but they do lots of other subjects as well. So every student we pay for this has got their own subscription, and there's lots of drag and drop, fill in the blanks activities. Hegarty Maths department use that a lot as well. And I think I'll just go to the one top right as well, the Oak Academy. Since COVID, the Oak Academy has made lots of lessons made by teachers. So if there is a weakness, if there is an area that students are struggling with, go on the Oak Academy, find that area, and there'll be a 20-minute lesson explaining all about it. Revision guides, workbooks are also really, really useful. Some students prefer to work from a book. Just be careful. Make sure you're getting the right specification, the right tier of entry. If you have got any questions or concerns, speak to the subject staff and they will be able to point you in the right direction. But I think above and beyond all of those, the best way to revise is practice questions. At the end of the day, that's how the students are going to be assessed, by practicing these doing the exam questions. So practice as many as you can. Learning the content's one thing. Sometimes it's slightly different to be able to actually write that down on the exam paper. So as many exam questions as possible. They'll be available from school departments. Speak to members of staff. You can go onto the exam board's website and find them, like I've shown on the screenshot there. And like it says at the bottom there, research shows it's the most important exam way to prepare for exams. Can't stress that enough. Make the most of it. Do exam questions, because at the end of the day, there's only so many ways examiners can ask you questions on a topic. And if you do lots of questions on a small topic, you will see bits start to repeat, and that's a really good indication of the sorts of things that might come up. So I'm hoping, there we go, 5 different techniques to try and revise. So I'm hoping some of those will prove useful. So just to finish with a bit of advice and a few tips. How can the students, there we go, help themselves? You've got this. How can they go about doing it? Well, attendance in school. If in doubt over any illness, get yourself into school. If you're not sure, should or shouldn't I? You should. Get into school, make the most of it. There's teachers waiting for you to give you some good quality revision. Be punctual to lessons. You know, sometimes there's little starters that you might miss, but all the minutes add up and you might end up missing a whole lesson if you're just a few minutes late. Lots of time, so be punctual to lessons. Attend as many of those revision lessons as possible. The teams ones, drop-in ones, attend as many as you possibly can. Revise at home. Look at that. Make a reasonable program and stick to it. I've given them all a program, taught them through how to use it. If you make a revision program and stick to it, these next few months will be a lot less stressful. Most importantly, take responsibility for your own success. We as staff at Ashby want to make sure that students have got their very best opportunities to do well. We want to be able to look in the mirror and say, yeah, we've given these guys their best opportunities. The students need to be able to look themselves in the mirror and think, yeah, that's me. Whatever they get in the summer, in August when they get their exam results, they want to be able to say, yeah, that's me, that's my best effort. Whatever it is, as long as you've tried your best, we'll be proud of you. As long as you can say, yeah, that's me. I have shared this next slide with the students as well, just so I said, right, okay, it's not all down to you guys. Parents are going to be helping you as well. What can parents do? Be positive. It's a stressful time for the students, maybe for you guys as well. A lot of pressure, but hopefully be positive. It's a can-do exercise. We've had parents evening a couple of weeks ago. We've got a good few weeks to prepare for these exams. If we grab the bull by the horns now and do our very best, we can and will do that. So be positive. Help the students get into the right frame of mind. You're here to revise, remove the distractions, get those away. Plan that revision program. You know, I mentioned hopefully some of those revision maps are on fridges, so everybody's singing from the same hymn sheet. Help them stick to it. Yeah, it's your downtime now. Nope, come on, get on with that team session now. Shouldn't you be doing biology now? Come on, where's your history notes? Let's go. Help them stick to it. Nice, quiet, calm environment to revise is always best. If that can be possible, try and provide that. Provide plenty of food and drink, treats and rewards even. I've said that to them. Little incentive, a bit of pat on the back, well done. It will go a long way, I'm sure. Try and remove any excuses for not being able to do the revision. So get the revision guides, get them all the stationery, any exam packs, anything that they need, so there's less chance of anything, oh, I can't do that because of this, that, or the other. But most importantly, if you do need any support or advice, please feel free to contact the school, email the subject teachers, and we'll try our very best to ensure that you can provide them with the best opportunities to do well. Okay, that was me. Hopefully not too boring. Hopefully a bit of guidance, a bit of advice. A few weeks left to go, but with all that in place, I'm sure everybody can do their very best. And I look forward to celebrating everyone's success in August. Bye for now, thanks.